Hello guys, great to see you all again. Today we're going to be briefly going over how to make a mini, or rather a small research paper, right? So we're going to be looking at the key sections that you need to think about when you're going to be writing a mini research paper. It'll be short and sweet, I promise, it won't be too long. And hopefully you'll get some good information from this tutorial that will certainly help you in the future when you have to write a small or mini type of research essay. As always, see you soon and stay awesome. Alright guys, let's look at the first section that you need to consider when writing your small or mini research paper. Same with an essay, you obviously need to have an introduction, right? And in your introduction, likewise as with any essay, you need a good hook statement that's gonna grab that reader's attention. Don't forget to that, first impressions count, right? So always make a strong hook sentence. Make that reader wanna read your essay. After that, you're gonna have your thesis statement. Perhaps you can tell the reader what your essay is going to be about. So you need to clearly state that, what your essay is going to be about, and perhaps your opinion as well, right? So after your thesis statement, you're then going to have what we call your roadmap. In other words, you're going to tell the reader in which order you're going to be answering various questions in your research paper. So the reader has a clear understanding and a clear idea of what to expect in your research paper. So, for example, you could say, firstly, I will be giving some background information. Secondly, I will be discussing the topic. And thirdly, I'll be concluding. I'll be summarizing the main points of my research paper. Awesome. All right, guys. So we've covered the introduction. That's going to be your first paragraph. Remember, always make your introduction as strong as possible, right? Because it's the first thing the person's going to read in your essay, right? And first impressions count, right? The second section you need to have in your mini research paper is a background. So your next paragraphs are going to be on background. So background information on your topic that you have chosen, right? Some of you may be wondering, what do you mean by background, right? Well, actually background, I mean about the history of the topic that you have chosen. So let's say, for example, you have chosen your research paper on, let's say, Dubai Expo 2020, right? You need to give some history relating to that. So for example, who invented Expo? Which country first held Expo? What does Expo actually consist of, right? So you need to give background information to the reader. In other words, you need to give some basic history relating to the topic. So the reader will have an understanding about the topic, some background general knowledge. You don't need to be too specific, you can be quite general, but as long as the reader can have a general understanding of what you are writing about regarding your topic. So always remember, give some history relating to the topic, you know, who invented it, which country invented it, what does it actually consist of, perhaps how does it actually benefit a country. Obviously this is relating to Expo 2020 if you were to use this topic, right? Awesome. Check you later. Okay guys, so we've looked at so far our introduction, all right? And we've also looked at background. So we're going to look at the last two things you need in your small or mini research paper. All right guys, let's move on to our second last section. Our second last section of our mini research essay is going to be the discussion, right? So discussion. Some of you may be wondering, what does he mean by discussion? What do we do here in the discussion section? Well, it's really easy. This is going to be where you've got all your information from, right? You're going to be discussing it at length. You're going to analyze the information in your discussion section is probably going to be the biggest part of your research essay, all right? And it's going to be where you're going to be answering some questions relating to your essay topic. So let's use the Dubai Expo 2020 example again. You're going to be researching how does it help the economy, how does it promote tourism here, right? In this area. So how beneficial is Expo 2020 relating to these various topics? That's just an example here that I've used, right? But it's where you're gonna present all the information that you have got from your research, right? So let's say, for example, if perhaps you've used websites or you've gone to a library and you've used books, this is where you're going to present that information, your findings relating to this topic. All right, guys, so it's going to be the biggest part of your research essay, but it's where you're going to be analyzing the information relating to your specific topic. All right, awesome. All right, guys, so we've talked about the discussion. I just wanted to remind you one important point here. Be careful of the information that you're getting, especially from the internet. Try to use trustworthy websites. And what I mean by trustworthy websites, try to use websites that have the URL with AC standing for academic or EDU for education, right? So it's quite important that you use trustworthy websites, right? Or .gov government websites. So EDU for education, AC for academic, and .gov for government. These are websites that you can trust, because a lot of misinformation out there sometimes on the web. We've talked about sometimes Wikipedia. You can use Wikipedia, I believe, as a starting point, right? Just to give you a general idea, but never rely on Wikipedia 100%, right? Because anyone can really edit or write anything on Wikipedia. So just to recap, try to look at the URL on the website. It should be .gov. It should be AC for academic or EDU for education to get your information from. Be careful of the .coms, because these are more commercial websites. But those three websites I've mentioned there that you should look at, EDU, AC, all right, and .gov, probably are the safest ones. Awesome. All right, guys, so the very last thing that you need to have in your mini or small research paper is a conclusion, right? So pretty much the same as you would have in any regular essay. Your conclusion is just summarizing the main points that you have discovered or found out from your research, right, in your paper, right? So remember, you're not bringing in any new information, all right? You're not presenting any new facts. You're just literally summarizing what you discovered through your research regarding the topic that you chose. So once again, literally just summarizing the key points and nothing more than that, and restating perhaps your opinion. Yeah, so you can present your key facts and restate your opinion, what you think about the actual topic and how have you actually answered the question, right? So that's pretty much it, guys, in a nutshell. So just to recap, you'll have your introduction, you'll have your background, you'll have your discussion, and last but not least, you're going to have your conclusion. Awesome, guys. Take it easy as always, and stay awesome.